afternoon, viewers, and welcome to the session on an introduction to soft skills. I am Sunil Solomon Philip, working as an assistant professor of English in the Institute of Aeronautical Engineering. And I'm privileged to meet you all through this video lesson on an introduction to soft skills. Well, in the previous sessions, we could discuss the difference between hard skills and soft skills. In this session, we are going to study and discuss the nuances of soft skills. What is soft skills? What goes into it? What are the examples of it? And all these 6 questions of it, like who are the ones that are benefited by these soft skills, and what is the actual importance of it? Where is it applicable? Where are these soft skills applicable? When is this necessary? Why is that we require? Because people have been talking about soft skills, interpersonal communication a lot, these days. Why is it important? And how? If that is important, how should that be practiced? And how should that be, applied to our practical lives, to our personal, professional, and academic lives? So shall we start? Shall we begin? Here we go. Well, this particular module covers all these aspects. My specific focus is on the introduction, definition of soft skills. Need. What is the need for soft skills? A bit of introduction in terms of personality development too, because different personalities. So, what sort of soft skills do they need? Do they require? What is personality? Briefly about the types of personalities. Elements of personality development. SWOT analysis is what we are going to see. That goal setting, creativity, and human values we will see in the forthcoming sessions. All right. Well, coming to the introduction and definition of soft skills. This is all people skills. Well, viewers, hard skills are technical skills. Soft skills are non-technical skills in pure engineering language. For instance, if the engineer is from information technology background, his coding, knowledge of coding, decoding, programming, database management systems, all these things, they are covered under hard skills. Whereas leadership qualities, confidence levels, ego management, stress management, time management, right? Balancing your emotions. All these are covered under soft skills. I hope my example is crystal clear to all our viewers. Okay, fine. So soft skills are people skills, personal attributes that indicate a high level of emotional intelligence. Well, coming to the aspect of emotional intelligence, the meaning of emotional intelligence is the way a person balances his emotions and the way he maintains interpersonal communication, maybe within his team members. For example, if the person is working in a team, the way he maintains relationships with the team members, among the team members, is emotional intelligence. The way a person balances his emotions is emotional intelligence, which is very, very important in personal, academic, and professional lives, most importantly, because these days where there is a lot of ego, temperament, okay, at times anger management, which is extremely and very, very important. Okay, stress management, where our lives are ruled and dominated by stress all the time. So, the way a person balances himself is, in terms of emotions, is emotional intelligence. All right, great. Hard skills are a person's technical skill set and ability to perform special tasks. As I've told you just now, I've taken the example of an engineer from IT background, information technology background. His knowledge of coding, decoding, programming, database management system, all these things are hard skills. So a person's technical skill set and ability to perform special tasks, okay, with special reference to maybe his job demands, with special respect to, with special, regard to his job demands, needs and requirements, that is hard skills. Well, soft skills are broadly applicable across job titles and industries, irrespective of, regardless of what the job is. Irrespective of that, regardless of that, engineer, doctor, okay, a lawyer, anybody for that matter, an accountant, soft skills are a must. They are unavoidable. Unavoidable. Okay, right. Hard skills will get an interview, whereas soft skills, will help us to get the job and sustain it. What I mean to say is, with the help of your BTech degree, for example, you will get the call letter from the organization for the interview, call letter for the interview, based on your resume, your certificate, your credentials and other things. Because these are all your technical skills. Whereas soft skills, they will help you to perform well in the interview. Group discussions, debates, self-introduction, right? The way you present your subject confidently and successfully to the interviewers, employers, all right? So these are soft skills, and they will help you to get the job and, most importantly, to sustain the job, to keep the job for a longer period of time, so that you can flourish, you can shine, and you can prosper in the job. All right, great. Here we go to the next slide. Well, what are these soft skills? What are they? Examples are communication skills, first and foremost. I'm an English teacher, so my first focus is on communication skills. The way you stress the words, you pronounce the words, okay, you use those words, your sentences, grammar, all that. Well, as English teachers, we generally say VGP. I'm writing it on the, digital board. Well, we say VGP is the foundation of communication. Well, the meaning of V here is vocabulary, G is grammar, P is pronunciation. When it comes to writing, P is also punctuation. So spoken communication, vocabulary, grammar, pronunciation. Written communication, it is vocabulary, grammar, punctuation, commas, full stops, semicolon, hyphen, quotation marks, all that. Listening is the first floor, speaking the second, reading the third, writing the fourth. The four floors. When I compare this to an apartment, VGP is the foundation. That's the basement. And on the basement of this VGP, the foundation of this VGP, listening is built, speaking is built, reading is built, and finally the writing. Interesting, isn't it? Okay, fine. So, communication skills are a must for a person to acquire these soft skills. For instance, dear viewers, imagine you are a brilliant, or you are a genius in your computer sciences engineering. You are a mastermind in your information technology or artificial intelligence, cybersecurity, whatsoever. You have your hard skills, okay, well loaded, well equipped. Without the help of soft skills, you cannot explain, you cannot describe, you cannot portray and present your knowledge properly, confidently, and successfully to the employer, to the interviewer. Isn't it? Okay, fine. Body language. What about body language? Now, while I'm talking to you, you can observe my body language. I'm trying to use as much as my fingers, hands, shoulders, facial expressions, gestures, emotions, all that. So, body language also plays key role, pivotal role in presenting yourself successfully and confidently. All right. Making decisions. You see, this is one of the very tough tasks at times. Well, at times we are stumped. At times we are puzzled, baffled, confused about making decisions. What decision to be made there? Okay, what decision to be made there? How to solve the problem? So problem solving and decision making, a crucial aspect of soft skills. Self-motivation. How best a self-starter you are. Okay, do you require all the time somebody to come and motivate you, inspire you, or are you a self-motivator yourself? Leadership skills. Okay, good leaders are good readers. Good readers are good leaders. A leader always leads from the front. Team working skills. How best do you gel well with others? Write down this beautiful expression. Gel well. G-E-L, gel, and W-L-L, W-E-L-L, well. How best do you gel well with your team members? Okay. G-E-L-W-E-L-L. Gel well. So that helps a lot in your team working skills. Team cooperation, coordination, supporting, strengthening, all that. Creativity and problem solving skills. How best a creator are you? Okay, your imagination, your thought-provoking nature, your innovative, okay, brainstorming, attitude, the way you involve everybody in taking a decision, in arriving at conclusions, probably, in analysis and interpretation, all these areas. Okay, fine. Now, time management and ability to work under pressure. How best do you manage your time? And how best are you able to work under pressure? That is something very, very important. All right. Well, we are all hard pressed for time these days. And we have lots and lots of things to be done simultaneously. So how best are we able to manage our time is something very, very important. Okay. Now, if these are the important examples of, soft skills, the way we work under pressure, that decides how best do we manage ourselves. The way we handle pressure, the way we meet the deadlines, okay, the way we overcome the difficulties during those times of pressure. So all these things are examples of soft skills. Well, after the definition, examples of soft skills, let me take you through the topic personality development. Well, these personality development also comes under soft skills. So let's study the meaning and importance of personality development, and how is this personality development interconnected, interlinked, intertwined with these soft skills is what we are going to see now. A person is identified by his personality. It is the totality of the person, not merely external looks, but character, behavioral traits, and attitude towards life. It's not just the physical appearance of the person, outward appearance of the person. It's actually his character, his attitude, his approach, his manners, his etiquette. Let me write the word etiquette for your convenience on the digital board. E-T-I-Q-U-E-T-T-E. Etiquette. What does it mean? Etiquette is nothing but manners, politeness, courteousness, the way you carry yourself, the way you behave in a particular, setup is etiquette. So we have table etiquette, telephone etiquette, meeting etiquette, different kinds of etiquettes. We'll see that in the forthcoming discussions and sessions. Okay. So behavioral traits and attitude towards life. It's not merely external looks or not, but character. Personality development is improvement of behavioral traits such as communication skills, interpersonal relationships, attitude towards life, restoring the ethics. Well, by the word ethics, I mean to say morals, values that one should have in his lifestyle, the way he presents himself. You see, a person who has ethics, morals, values, he might not be recognized and identified immediately, but in the longer run, as we usually say, truth always triumphs. And that's what is very popularly said in Sanskrit, Satyameva Jayate. Okay, so those values, those morals, those ethics are very, very important, especially in the workplace, professional, circles. Not just there, maybe also in your personal and academic lives. All right, fine. Well, in this slide, by the word interpersonal relationships, what I mean by interpersonal relationships is relationships within the team members, maybe within the family members. If it is a family, within the family members. If it is a team, within the team members. Okay. If it is an office, within the colleagues. That is interpersonal relationships. There is something also called as intrapersonal relationships or intrapersonal relationships, meaning intra is something that you think within yourself. That is intrapersonal. Intrapersonal is what you think in yourself, whereas interpersonal is within the team, within the within the family members. That is interpersonal relationships. Okay, fine, right. Have a look at this diagram that showcases and that highlights and emphasizes the character traits, behavioral traits, and attitudinal change. For example, under character traits, we have integrity. Well, the meaning of integrity is uprightness. Okay, acceptance, discipline, and all this dedication. So under character traits, a person will have integrity, acceptance, discipline, dedication. I usually teach 4 Ds to my students. And the 4 Ds are, let me again write it here. The first one is dedication. Dedication. The second one is discipline. Discipline. The third one, determination. Determination. And the fourth one is duty-mindedness. Duty-mindedness. The 4 Ds that are very much required, that we require these days. The 4 Ds. Especially in this rat race, in this enormous competitive society. So we require these things: dedication, discipline, determination, and duty-mindedness. All right. And coming to behavioral traits, it's all about interpersonal skills, communication skills, okay, leadership qualities, stress and time management. These are behavioral traits. Attitudinal change. When it comes to attitudinal change, it is positive attitude. We have 2 kinds of people. These attitudes are defined as extroverts, introverts, and ambiverts. Extroverts are outgoing people, very easily mingling, outspoken people. Introverts, of course, are very reserved, very, they are reserved for 2 reasons. One reason is they think that they are the best, so they don't mingle with others. Some of them, not all of them. And the other introverts they are shy. Most introverts are very shy, so they don't mingle with others. Okay? Whereas ambivert is a person who balances himself and he mingles well with everybody. So probably all of us should try to be ambiverts. Okay? Who has the qualities of both the extroverts and the introverts. So we have to, all of us should try to be optimists, but not pessimists. What do we mean by optimist? A person who looks at the brighter side of life is an optimist. Whereas a pessimist is the one who always says that I knew this. I knew I would fail. I knew I would not succeed in the interview. I knew this beforehand. That means you are confessing your defeat, your failure before you attend the interview. Before you write the examination, you are confessing your defeat, your failure. Never ever do that. Be an optimist who looks at the brighter side of life. Always say, I can, I will, I think I can succeed. If I work hard, if I work sincerely, I think I can do this. And that should be your mindset. That should be your frame of mind and bent of mind. All right. Great. Win-win situation. See, don't be a person who always wants to win the argument there in the group, there in the team. Let others also win. Let others also win. You should be a broad-minded person, not a narrow-minded person. You should be an open-minded person, not a closed-minded person. So when you allow others to speak out, to come out, only then there will be proper interpersonal relationships. Otherwise, it will be something like one man dominating the show all the time. Don't be such a kind of person. That's not the correct attitude and approach. Especially when you participate in group discussions, debates, one should control himself in a very balanced manner. Okay, fine. Keep the end in mind. Never ever forget to keep the end in mind. I mean, what is the final goal? What is the final target? What is the consequence? What are the repercussions? What are the after effects? That should be kept in mind. Okay, synergize. Synergizing here is, collating. Here you will actually collate the whole thing, or you will try to synchronize the whole thing. Synchronize the whole thing so that you will understand the situation in a proper manner and take the right decision in the right time. Okay, fine. Well, coming to the types of personalities, roughly I've got 9 types of personalities here on the slide for all of you. Perfectionists, helpers, romantics, achievers, asserters, questioners, adventurers, observers, and peacemakers. Let's go and see these types of personalities one by one in this discussion. Well, perfectionists are realistic, conscientious, and principled people. Well, these conscientious people are disciplined people, principled people, and they are very realistic kind of people. They are not into, daydreaming all the time. Well, Abdul Kalam always says, dream big. One day you will realize your dreams. But those dreams should be achievable dreams. And those dreams require your hard work too. It's not just daydreaming all the time or building castles in the air. Okay. It's not just your wishful thinking all the time. Okay. Fantasies and dreamlands. They are good. One should have also those fantasies and dreamlands. But you should be realistic. And one should be conscientious and principled, disciplined, most importantly. Best example is Narayan Murthy of Infosys. The second one is helpers. Well, these helpers are warm, affectionate, loving and affectionate people. They're concerned, nurturing, and sensitive people to other people's needs, requirements, demands. Best example is Mother Teresa. She's the one who was very selfless. She was not selfish, but selfless in serving the poor and the needy, in serving the sick and the downtrodden. Okay. Well, coming to achievers, we have energetic people under this category, achievers. Of course, the spelling there that is mentioned is E-N-E-A. It has to be energetic, E-N-E-R-G-E-T-I-C, energetic, optimistic. I've already told you the meaning of optimistic. Self-assured and goal-oriented people. Self-assuring people. I generally take, because in India, 2 things are worshipped all the time. One is movies and the other one is cricket. So let me take the example of cricketing personality here. All of us know MS Dhoni, MSD. This man, imagine that 1 ball, 6 runs batsman. When the entire stadium is, shouting, and this man stands there in the middle with his bat when a great bowler such as Lasith Malinga is bowling. A very terrific bowler. Okay. So the way he assures himself, the way he tells to himself that I can do this, I will do this, I will make my team win the match. That is self-assuring. That should be your attitude also in your interviews, in your written tests, and also in your professional, fields. Okay, right. Romantics. Who are these romantics? They have sensitive feelings. They are warm and perceptive. They are very warm and sensitive people. They are generally artists and great. The example that I've taken here is one of the great Indian painters, that is M.F. Hussain. These people are generally very, very sensitive to their feelings. They're very, very loving, warm and affectionate, and they're perceptive people. Okay. Observers, they have a need for knowledge and are introverted, curious, analytical, and insightful. These people, the way they observe something is very, very keen, very, very sharp, and very, very focused. And of course, they are introverted. They won't probably mingle well. They won't speak out most of the time. They're very curious-minded people. Curiosity here is nothing but inquisitiveness. You see, you might have seen children. These children are very inquisitive. First of all, they will ask you, why is this flyover built here? You will tell them to ease the traffic congestion. Then he will ask you, why is it we have a lot of traffic? Then you will tell him, because of the population in India. Then the next question is, why is it we have more population in India? You know, the questions are never ending, ongoing, and everlasting. So, such kind of curious-minded people are these observers. They are very, very, inquisitive mindsets, analytical and insightful. Best example is Amartya Sen, who is one of the great economists of our country. Right. Questioners. Who are these questioners? They are responsible and trustworthy people. Questioners, because they question themselves. Okay. They are most of the time, they are accountable, answerable, and responsible people. So they are trustworthy people too. And best example is Shabana Azmi. Adventurers. They are energetic, lively, and optimistic people. These adventurers are people who look at the brighter side of life, and they want to contribute to the world. Vijay Mallya, NRI businessman, is mentioned here, but of course, he's not in the good books of our country now. He's in the bad books. Probably we can take Mukesh Ambani. Mukesh Ambani, who is the son of, Dhirubhai Ambani, whereas his brother Anil Ambani is a flop in his business. Mukesh is all cash, right? So one of the great adventurers, and he's very energetic. He doesn't go back in taking, challenging decisions. He has now come up with this networks. So a very optimistic kind of person. Then the other one is asserters. Who are these asserters? They are direct, self-reliant, self-confident, and protective. Well, these people, they believe in themselves, right? And they are very, very self-confident and protective people. Best example is, of course, some of you might be knowing him, some of you might not be knowing him. In the olden times, we had this. I remember this man's photograph also in the newspapers. T.N. Seshan, one of the chief election commissioners, a very, great man, and a person who believes in himself a lot. He doesn't go back when he takes a decision. Okay. His willpower is something like very, very strong. Very, very strong. Okay, right. Peacemakers. These people are receptive, good-natured, and supportive people. They seek union with others and the world around them. Example, Atal Bihari Vajpayee. Well, these people are very, very receptive kind of people, supportive people. And we know our former Prime Minister Atal Bihari Vajpayee, who is also known for his famous poems and for his very, very, calm and composed nature all the time. Right. What determines these personalities? We have seen so many personalities so far. What determines these personalities? Well, the first one is biological factors. The second one, family and social factors. The third one, cultural factors. And the last one is situational factors. All these things, they determine the personality of the person. Well, coming to the first one, that is biological factors, heredity determines the personality of a person. We talk about DNA, genes, chromosomes, and other things, the characteristics of their ancestors, their forefathers and all. So that will determine the personality of the person. Then the brain, of course, the way it is, the science of brain is very interesting. And Of course, God has given us amazing brains to function and to, prove ourselves successful and, worthy in this world. So brain determines the personality. Physical features, maybe a well-built body or the physical fitness, because generally we say a healthy mind in a healthy body. So physical features also decide the personality of a person. That's about biological factors. Coming to the family and social factors, socialization process, behavior from family and social group. How best, does this family mingle with others? How best or how better are they in their interpersonal relationships or in their, people skills and public relations? That will determine the personality of the person. Identification process, selecting ideal person, a role model, an icon, exemplary person, because all of us, we have our ideal personalities, role models, icons, exemplary personalities. Some of you have your, movie heroes. Some of you have cricketers, cricketing heroes. So whom do you take as your role model, as your icon, as your exemplary? That will determine your personality. That will impact and influence your personality. Don't forget. So be careful in choosing and in selecting the right person as your exemplary role model and iconic person. Right. Home environment, that will also decide your personality. That will also decide the personality of the person. The way he's born and brought up, the way, the atmosphere, the ambience and the environment where he's brought up, that will decide. Social group, the kind of friends that he has, the relatives, the neighbors, all this will decide his personality. Coming to cultural factors, independence. For example, Australia is known for independence, meaning free life, liberty, freedom, that sort of life. Then North Korea, for example, they are known for aggression, aggressive people, very aggressive people. Coming to India, competition. Okay, maybe I should be the first. I should be on the top. That sort of competition all the time. Rat race. Japan, cooperation, coordination. They help others. They understand others. They empathize with the other people. That is about the cultural factors. And the last but not the least, situational factors. Positive behavior, negative behavior. What sort of behavior as a person do you possess? Okay, that will determine your personality. Is it a positive behavior or a negative behavior? But positive behavior, as I told you, broad-minded people, empathetic people, okay, optimistic kind of people. Negative, pessimistic, okay, narrow-minded people. So never be a narrow-minded person. Be a broad-minded person. All right. Well, we still have several other personalities. I'm not actually touching all of them now. I'm just showing them on the slides. For example, realistic people are shy, stable, practical. The best examples are mechanics, farmers, assembly line workers. Investigative people are analytical, independent. They are, for instance, biologists, economists, okay, mathematicians. Social type of personalities are sociable, cooperative people are social workers, teachers, counselors. Then conventional people, they are practical, efficient, accountant, manager, bank teller. These are conventional. Traditional kind of people. Conventional is nothing but. Then coming to enterprising is hardworking, of course. Ambitious, energetic people, lawyer, salesperson, because salespersons are known to be go-getters. Artistic personalities, imaginative, idealistic people, painters, writers, musicians. So all of them, they require soft skills, isn't it? Different fields, different personalities, different professions. All of them require leadership qualities, ego management, time management, stress management, okay, confidence levels, communication skills, verbal communication, non-verbal communication, body language. All these things are very, very important. No matter how brilliant or how genius the person is in his field. Okay, fine. Well, coming to conscientiousness, what I mean to say is careful people. These conscientiousness people are careful people. Well, that's a tongue twister. Dependable and self-disciplined people. Agreeableness, courteous, good-natured, empathic and caring. Empathetic, meaning understanding the feelings of the opposite person, stepping into the shoes of the opposite person. So these people are agreeable people. Courteous is nothing but politeness. Then neuroticism, poised, secure and calm. By the word poised, I mean to say confident and successful in a difficult situation. That is poised. Aplomb, A-P-L-O-M-B, aplomb. Please make a note of this new word. Extroversion or extroverts, outgoing and cautious people. Well, probably with this SWOT, I will close this discussion. We have begun with the meaning, the definition of personality. Then I went to I have started with soft skills, the examples of it. Okay, the definition of it. I said that these are non-technical skills. These are people skills. Okay, then I went to the meaning and definition of personality, different types of personalities, examples of them. Okay, then finally, to close this session, I would like to, throw some light on SWOT analysis also before I close. Well, the full form of SWOT is strengths, weaknesses, opportunities, and threats. I repeat, strengths, weaknesses, opportunities, and threats. A technique that enables a group or individual to move from everyday problems and traditional strategies to a fresh perspective. Again, the spelling change there is P-E-R-S-P-E-C-T-I-V, perspective. It is not prospective. Okay. So the way a technique enables, empowers, enlightens, enriches a group or individual to move from everyday problems and traditional strategies to a fresh perspective. That is SWOT analysis. SWOT analysis looks at strengths and weaknesses, opportunities, threats, a business faces, a businessman faces, an employee faces, an engineer, a doctor faces, so on and so forth. Well, of course, strengths and weaknesses are decided by the internal environment. Opportunities and threats are decided by the external environment. Okay, right. Let us see some do's and don'ts of these SWOTs. Under the do's, we have one should be analytical and specific. One should be very, very careful in his analysis and observation. Interpretation, the way you understand the problem. And one should record all thoughts and ideas. Do not neglect your thoughts and ideas. Immediately make a note of them. Jot down on a piece of paper. Because later on you might forget those thoughts, those ideas, those views and opinions. Be selective in the final evaluation. Final examination, final decision, be selective. Be very choosy there. Choose the right people for the right exercise. Choose a suitable SWOT leader or facilitator. Because a person who can handle these strengths, these weaknesses, these opportunities, these threats in a proper manner, choose such a kind of person as the team leader, as the facilitator, as the mentor. Think out of the box. Be open to change. Always, think out of the box. Don't go in the same traditional, orthodox and conservative manner. Be a person who thinks out of the box. And be always open to change. Well, the don'ts under SWOT analysis here is, try to disguise weaknesses. The meaning of disguising weaknesses is concealing, hiding your weaknesses. Never ever do that. Openly admit, openly confess that these are my weaknesses. I'm here to, correct myself, remedy myself, with the help of the seniors, with the support of the, elders, experts, masters, specialists. Invite all of them so that you can always overcome your weaknesses, shortcomings, trespasses. Merely list errors and mistakes. Okay, that means they never focus more about their problems, their mistakes, okay, their weaknesses. They never list out. You should always make a list of them carefully and in a pinpointed manner so that you can overcome them next time. Lose sight of external influences and trends. This should not be done under SWOT. Never ever lose sight of external influences and trends, because there are always new trends that are emerging. Okay, state-of-the-art technology, which we all know very well. That means latest technology. You should always update yourself to line up with that technology, to align with that technology. Whereas people who are lazy, they never, they lose the sight of these influences and trends. Then allow the SWOT to become a blame-laying exercise. Never ever allow, see, this is my weakness. I can't speak well. I studied in Telugu medium, so my English is very poor. That is you are trying to allow the SWOT to become a blame-laying exercise. Never ever do that. You can always be a winner, okay, provided you have the willpower and provided you have, where there is a will, there is a way. Never ever forget that. Ignore the outcomes, okay, at the later stages of the planning process. Never ever ignore the consequences of whatever decision has been taken, the repercussions and the after effects of whatever decision has been taken. So these are some do's and don'ts of SWOT analysis. Well, viewers, that's all I have for you in this session. We have learned soft skills as non-technical skills. We have seen lots and lots of examples in that, in terms of leadership qualities, confidence development, ego management, time management, stress management. Okay. And we have not discussed hard skills here, but not discussed hard skills in depth. The meaning of hard skills is nothing but your technical skills. Technical skills. For example, if he is a BTech graduate, if he is an engineer, his subject knowledge, domain knowledge is hard skills. Need and importance of soft skills is what we have discussed. Personality development. The reason why I have thrown a lot of light on personality is when you know your personality, you can overcome those problems in that personality. When you know your weaknesses, that's the reason I've also, thrown some light on SWOT about strengths, weaknesses, opportunities, and threats in this session, because one should always identify and recognize one's strengths, weaknesses, opportunities, and threats with the help of the study on personality and soft skills. I hope the session has been meaningful, resourceful, and useful to all our viewers. Keep watching IARE YouTube. Keep watching, my sessions. Let me take lead now. I'm Sunil Solomon Philip. Thank you very much for watching this program. Thank you.
Like, share and subscribe. Hit the bell icon for more updates.